couple of things before we get started. First of all, I am wearing a microphone. We have a video camera. And the reason for that is we have a lot of friends and family, mostly, that are spread out around the country. Kim and I don't have any family except for our boys here in North Carolina. And so we thought it'd be nice just to be able to share some of today with them as well. And so we're going to record that. So thank you for indulging us with that. The other thing is, the only thing that is deteriorating faster than my pickleball game as I age is my memory. So I do have some notes here. It will be largely extemporaneous, but there's some things that I want to make sure that I say today because they're very important to me. And the first is, thank you all so much for being here. We really mean that. It means a lot that you guys would come out and help us to celebrate Kim and to celebrate our 40th anniversary. I know I've told some of you this before, but we've been here for 26 years. And for the first 21 or 22 of them, I was traveling about 46 weeks out of the year. And the few days that I was home, I would typically be wanting to spend with my family. It's why I gave up golf. It's why I didn't have a lot of friendships in the area, except for some great neighbors down the street, except for a tennis rival that for 16 years we would beat each other up on the court, right? But in the few years that Kim and I have been playing pickleball, we have made more friends in that time than we have in the 20-some years prior to that. And we are so grateful for the pickleball community and the friendships that it's given us. So thank you all for being here. There are two things that you need to know about Kim. And the first thing that you need to know is that she doesn't ever want to acknowledge a birthday. Never. I keep hoping that as time goes on, this will change. But we've known each other for 43 years. We've been married for 40. And it's never changed, and it's getting worse, right? So I refuse to let another birthday go by without a little bit of fanfare, and just wanting to celebrate her for some unmentionable age, and us for our 40 years together. So the second thing that you need to know about Kim is that she told me that if I want to see our 41st anniversary, I will not make her say any words today. So I am not going to make her say any words, but I obviously have to talk about her. And she doesn't like being the center of attention, but hon, you're just going to have to squirm for a few minutes because this is all about you. So there's a lot of other things that I could tell you about Kim. Those of you who play pickleball with her probably have already picked up on some of these things. She's a brat. She was the baby of 4 girls, and her sisters will tell you endless stories about her brattiness and how it showed up over the years. She's still a brat today. They know, yeah, you see, they know.
You called me a brat today.
If you play pickleball with her, this will manifest in the expectation that she should win no matter who's on the other side of the net, right? It also shows up in some of her kleptomaniacal tendencies. Don't pretend like you don't know. Every single time we go out to a restaurant, she sees wine glasses while we're having a glass of wine, and she says, "These are really cute. I might take one home with me." Now, as far as I know, this has only happened once or twice, but for those of you who have had us over to dinner at your house, if you're missing any glasses, just come look in our cupboard, all right? So she also is one of the hardest working people, and I would be remiss if celebrating 40 years I didn't recognize the fact that she largely raised 2 boys herself. When we were first married, we were scratching out in existence. We had Cameron after 3 years of marriage. And by that time, I was off working my career. She was taking him to preschool. She was taking him to school. She was taking him to after-school activities. She was going back to college and getting her own degree while working full-time.
Wow.
She was truly a super mom before that was even a thing. So over the years that continued when Caden was growing up, by that time I was traveling all the time, working 15-hour days, doing one startup or another. And so I have heartfelt respect for everything that she has given to raise our family. I tell Kim all the time how lucky we are. And I mean that. We married way too young to still be married. And we were poor for all of the early years. But we have, for the most part, enjoyed health, had very little tragedy in our lives. And while we've had our economic ups and downs, we are so fortunate to be able to retire and not have to work. And we understand that these days that is a luxury, not a right. So we are very appreciative of that. But as I look back on all of those years, the things that I will always remember is how the bad times drew us closer. How I have never laughed so hard with anybody in my life as I have with Kim. And like most wives, how she endured her husband's immaturity and selfishness, and believed in me that I would grow out of that. And I think I did, eventually, but only because I wanted to be the person that she deserved. So please join me if you have a glass. If not, I told you guys to get something to drink. Join me in just celebrating my favorite brat, my talented wife. These are her works of art over here. And the only partner for life that I will have, my beautiful wife, Kim. Come on, guys. I want to make 41. I want to make 41. Come on. All right. So some of you know that I am a magician and storyteller. And a fact that, frankly, makes it even more remarkable that Kim married me. I have told a story on stage at a Moth Story Slam, and for another 3 weeks, some of you may know that I am still Raleigh's Magician of the Year. After that, I just become another nerd with a funny hat. So I thought I'd share a magical story with you today. And as I was getting ready for this event, I came across this picture of Kim and I on our wedding day. Nice. She's the one in the white dress. And I had this moment, and I'm sure some of you have had a similar moment. I looked around and I wondered, how did I get here? Not how was I born. I think I understand the biological basics of that. I'm due to explain that to you in another year or two, Kate. I mean, how did I get to this point in my life? Teaching pickleball, which I love, doing magic, which I love, celebrating 40 years of marriage, which is okay.
You are trying to get to 41.
And it struck me that it was through a series of decisions, no small bit of luck, and a few happy accidents. I'll explain that to you later too, Kate. He and his brother don't know which one of them were the happy accident. Surprise, it was both. But as I look back on my life, I don't see it as preordained. I only believe in karma on the pickleball court, but I do sometimes feel like fate may have played a role. I never should have met Kim. When I left high school, I had a scholarship to go to University of Michigan, and I had my life planned out. I was going to go to Michigan for 2 years. I was going to transfer to Columbia School of Journalism, and I was going to become the next Woodward or Bernstein. I had never heard of Calvin College or Grand Rapids, Michigan, until the spring before my college was to begin. But I knew somebody who went to Calvin, and I just happened to go visit them. And it changed my life forever. I really loved the campus, the professors that I met there, I really enjoyed. It was a small Christian college, and not at all, I'll be honest, not at all what I was looking for. but for some reason, it just felt right. And I remember thinking that it made no sense at all giving up a ride to Michigan, but I figured if I'm going to transfer to Columbia after 2 years anyway, it probably doesn't matter where I go for the first 2 years. So I canceled my plans for Michigan. I got accepted into Calvin, had to take remedial religion. But at the time, now for other people it may seem like an incredible change of course, but for me it felt more like intuition than fate. In my second year at Calvin, I met a cute freshman girl for the first time when I threw her into a bathtub full of water. This was a rite of passage. There's a quaint tradition called tubbing at our college. What's that? She had clothes on, thank you. Yes, an important detail. A little did I know that soaking wet girl would someday become my wife. It certainly didn't seem likely at the time because we didn't talk for quite a while after that baptism, but she may not have looked at it like this, but for me, that first meeting felt more like serendipity than fate. As it happened, I didn't leave Calvin after 2 years. I didn't go to journalism school, but I did get my English degree and I got married to Kim. If I hadn't known someone there, I never would have gone to Calvin College. If I'd listened to my parents instead of my gut, I would never have met Kim. If I hadn't thrown that cute girl into the bathtub, we might have started dating earlier, or maybe not at all. But she was a good sport and a forgiving soul, two traits that thankfully are still true 40 years later. Fate, a power or agency that determines the outcome of events before they happen. A power or agency that determines the outcome of events before they happen. A definition that is eerily similar to the definition of a magician. So I have a special deck of cards here. And I'm going to have you guys help me select a card today. I'm going to throw this pickleball out into the audience. I want someone to catch it and then lightly toss it to someone else. All right? Toss it to somebody else. All right, who has it? Lisa. All right. In a deck of cards, even a special deck of cards, 2 colors, red or black. Whichever one you choose is the one we're going to use today. Do you want to use the red or the black cards? Okay. Lightly toss the card or the ball to someone else, please. Nice catch. All right, we red cards Lisa selected, so that would be hearts or diamonds. Whichever one you select is the one we're going to use. Do you want to use hearts or diamonds? And before you choose, I just want to tell you that the problem with doing tricks like this is everybody always chooses the Queen of Hearts or the Ace of Spades. And that's okay. You're welcome to choose it. But here's the thing. Now that I've told everybody that, they're going to think that I knew ahead of time that you'd pick one of those two. So, but it's up to you. You choose whatever you want, hearts or diamonds. Diamonds. All right. Excellent choice. Toss the ball again, please. Lightly. All right, John. You and I have been here before, haven't we? Yeah, we have. All right, John. It's up to you. Diamonds. Ace through 10. Jack, Queen, King. Which card do you want? Ace through 10. Jack, Queen, King. Which card do you want? I'm sorry? The 10. All right. Would you like to change your mind? Last chance. Last chance. No. No. No, he says. All right. We do not need the Joker. I want you all to watch this very carefully. You said 10 of diamonds, right? Watch it very carefully. Don't let it lose or out of your sight, all right? 10 of diamonds. All right. Fate may have brought us to this moment. Lisa had a choice of red or black. She chose red. Then we chose diamonds. Then we chose the 10 of diamonds. This card, I'm going to put it right there. Now, I told you this was a special deck of cards, and it is, but not because of the faces, right? The faces are all normal. This is a special deck of cards because of the backs. See, on the back, I have a lot of girls' names. We have Maya and Madeline, Natalie, Sarah, Nora, Zoe. These are not all the girls I dated before Kim. I wasn't the player. John was the player when he was young, all right? Ava, Evelyn, Emily, right? All sorts of women's names. Here, you can check those out. Make sure they're all good, right? But we didn't choose any of those. We chose this card, the 10 of diamonds. Before I show you this card, I just want to ask you a question. I want you to think about how I met Kim and tell me, was this meeting serendipity? Was it fate? Or was it the best damn magic trick I ever pulled off? All right, guys, thank you so much. Go back to playing pickleball. The food is downstairs. Get it while it's hot. I told you already about the beverages. Caden's right there. Get your drink cards from him, and let's have some fun.